Hey guys, Mark McKillier here with Live Anabolic. Well, guess what I have for you today? A band workout, all right? So guys, this workout is exclusively bands. No dumbbells, not even any body weight today, all right? And it is a full body exercise. So we're gonna be hitting every single muscle in our body today, and I've divided that up into 6 different exercises. So guys, these things are a great way to work out, especially if you're at home and you don't have a lot of equipment. You don't want to go to the gym. Either you don't have the time or you just don't want to spend the money or go through the hassle of going to a gym. You can get some fantastic workouts right here at home. I'm just sitting here in the hallway of my house, okay? Everything is filmed right here at my house. We're not at some fancy studio, okay? Now this is for beginners. So because of that, I went through great lengths, okay, to make sure that each exercise use these bands with a single anchor point. When I mean anchor point, I mean this is a high anchor point, okay? I could have a mid anchor point down around chest level or waist level, or a low anchor down to the very, very bottom. So to make it easier and more straightforward and less troubling or troublesome, I don't have these exercises designed where you have to move the anchor around, because that can kind of be a pain in the butt. So everything is being done up here. Now, 6 different exercises. I'm gonna break them down for you, all right? Each exercise, I want you to do 10 reps. And then at the end of that set, take a quick short break, 30 to 60 seconds, then do it again. So I just want you doing 2 sets of all 6 exercises. So it's for beginners. I don't want you guys to kill yourself, but I do want you to push yourself hard enough that you get that pump, all right? Get that blood flowing into the muscles. Yeah, I promise, it'll make you feel really good. So the very first one, all right, it's gonna be chest flies. Now guys, you're gonna have to experiment with how many bands, what colors, what resistance levels are appropriate for your fitness level, okay? And it can get a little tough to remember, so I just urge everybody to just write down on a piece of paper how many bands you use for each exercise, and then save it for the next time you do that particular exercise. You won't have to start over from scratch. So guys, you're gonna need to take a nice wide stance here, okay? A nice wide base, and you're gonna have to lean forward because these bands are gonna really be pulling you backward, all right? So I'm gonna start with my hands out here, and I'm gonna slowly bring them forward and down, okay? So up high and then fly down together. Now guys, see how I have a slight bend in my elbows, and how that bend stays consistent throughout the entire range of motion, all right? You don't need to be doing flies with locked out straight arms, okay? You want to have a nice small bend, okay? And then I want you to control the resistance of these bands slowly down and slowly up, all right? No jerking movements, all right? And at the very bottom here, you can really squeeze and push your hands, your fists together for a really good squeeze, and at the very bottom, okay? So knock out about 10 good reps of this. All right, stop, give yourself a little rest. No more than 60 seconds, guys, all right? Preferably less. Now, the quicker we do these and the more compact our workout is, the higher our heart rate will get, all right? And we'll get some more lactic acid going, and there's all kinds of great benefits as far as that's concerned, because it sends signals to our brain to ramp up production of these testosterone and growth hormone, okay? So that's another added benefit of really trying to cram things together with as little rest as possible. But guys, this is a beginner workout. If you can't do that, I'm totally fine. I just want you to learn the basics today. All right, so 2 sets of this, then we're gonna move on to exercise number 2. All right, exercise number 2 is something called face pulls. Now that's gonna be working the rear part of our shoulder or our delt. Remember, your delts are made up of 3 different muscle groups. But this is also going to incorporate a lot of our upper back muscles, which are really, really strong. And so guys, one little trick when it comes to bands, especially for beginners, if you guys haven't done this before, this is something I just recommend. Put all the bands through the loop, okay? Even if you're not going to use them, put them all through there so they're handy and easy to be hooked up. No sense in just putting through 1 or 2 bands that you're going to use for that exercise, pulling them out and then changing, all right, the colors for the next exercise. Just leave them all in there and just hook up the colors that you're going to be using for that particular exercise. The other ones will just be hanging there, okay? So they won't be providing any resistance at all. All right, so face pulls, guys. This is a big, strong muscle group. You're gonna probably need several bands, okay, on this. Now, once again, I want you to get some pre-stretch here. So if you're standing too close, there's no resistance at the beginning of the movement, all right? So step away from the anchor, okay? All right, nice wide base, bend your knees, and then guys, I'm gonna be pulling, all right, towards my face. And the mistake I see a lot of guys make is they focus too much on the handles and not on their elbows. I want you guys to remember to just bring your elbows back behind your ears as far as you can get them, okay? Those handles will follow along, okay? So the mind muscle connection is get those elbows back as far as you can, a nice squeeze. Matter of fact, you might even hold it for like a 1 count. You go 1. All right, so knock out 10 good reps of this movement, all right? Give yourself about 30 to 60 seconds of rest. Do it one more time, and then we're gonna move on to exercise number 3. Exercise number 3 is something called a tricep pushdown. Now, we're gonna be focusing on this muscle, the back part of our arm. Now, guys, everybody wants to work their biceps, right? Biceps look great, but triceps are actually a bigger part of your overall arm mass than your biceps. And so don't neglect those. Now, we're gonna be moving from those big face pulls, okay? We were doing a minute ago, that's a lot of big muscles, so we can do a lot of resistance. Now, triceps is a smaller muscle group, so I had to take one of the bands off, okay? So I had to go with a lighter resistance here. Now, guys, this is one where you're just gonna get down on your knees, all right? And basically, I wanna keep my elbows close to my side, okay? Don't move them. And I'm just gonna be pushing the handles down to the side of my thighs. All right, nice slow movement. I'm gonna keep looking straight ahead at the door. All right, and at the bottom, I want you to try to really squeeze it, straighten that arm out. See if you can lock your arm out at the bottom, and then hold it at the bottom of the movement for just a split second before you bring the handles back up, okay? So 10 good, smooth, steady reps. Tricep pushdowns. You're gonna start to feel a burn in the back of your arm. Guys, that's lactic acid building up, and that's exactly what we're looking for. All right, so 10 reps, give it just 30 to 60 seconds rest. Do it again. I want you to do 2 sets on every single exercise today. Hey, come join me down here. All right, exercise number 4 is something called a lat pull down. So we're gonna be working the sides of our back here. All right, it's a really cool muscle group that if you guys are not familiar, you build that up, it's gonna give you a really great looking V-shaped back, okay? Now, once again, this is a big muscle group, so you can do a lot of extra resistance. I had to add some bands here, guys. So you're gonna have to step it up a little bit from those tricep exercises we just did a minute ago. So I like to sit down on my butt, okay? I move away from the door because I want some resistance built in at the very beginning of the movement, all right? And I'm just gonna bring my elbows down and behind me. So as low as I can get them and as far back behind my back as I can get them. So once again, guys, this is one of those exercises where you can focus on your elbows and not your hands, okay? Get your elbows low and back, behind you if you can, and your hands will follow along, okay? Knock out 10 good reps of this, and at the bottom of the movement, really try to squeeze it, okay? Don't just kind of go down and up, okay? This is way too fast. Slow, smooth squeeze, up. Slow, smooth squeeze, up. All right, guys, 10 of those, 30 to 60 seconds rest. Do one more set before we move on to the 5th exercise. All right, guys, the 5th exercise today is just a bicep curl, all right? So it's a pretty small muscle group, okay? I know it may look big, all right, on some of you guys, but relative to our big back, our legs, our chest, it really is a small muscle group. Now, because of that, I had to take some of the resistance off, all right? So I'm not gonna be able to do as much because this muscle group is so small. Now, I want to show you how to do a face curl, all right? This is a little different, guys. So I want to get some pre-stretch in the bands here, so I had to step away from the door, away from the anchor, okay? And I'm going to be staring at the anchor, and I want to get my elbows up high like this, all right? And then I'm going to bring the handle straight to my face. Now guys, as I'm doing this, I'm trying to keep my elbows really still. I'm trying to keep them in one place. I don't want these things moving up and down, okay? So just focus on just the bicep contracting and bringing the handle straight to your face and then straight away. Now I want you to control it nice and slow, okay? No jerking again, guys. So knock out 10 good reps of this, all right? If you're using enough resistance, I want you to be fatigued and starting to get a little sore in those biceps by the 10th rep, all right? Give yourself 30 to 60 seconds rest. Do one more set of those face curls before we move on to the sixth and final exercise. All right, here we are, the sixth and final exercise for today. So, what muscle group have we not hit today? Legs, lower body. So everything we've done so far has been an upper body movement. Now, instead of using bands, we're going to keep it real straightforward. Just going to be doing some body weight. Now, because this is for beginners, okay, I assume a lot of the guys watching this video today are out of shape, and especially legs, okay? That's the thing that goes first, and that is the sorest muscle group, okay? If you hit it too hard when you're just coming back and starting back into a workout regimen, okay? So let's keep it real straightforward. I'm going to be doing body weight squats. I want you guys to take a nice wide stance. Just have your toes pointed slightly outward, okay? Now, the other thing is to keep your back straight throughout the full range of motion. The easiest way to do that is just to look forward, okay? And when I come down, I keep my hands in front of me. I'm looking forward, and see how my knees touch my thighs? I consider that a full range of motion, all right? You don't have to go any deeper. Now, some of these young guys, and if you're really flexible, I'm fine. You can go down deeper, all right? But right here is plenty far. All right, so keep your hands in front of you. It'll help with your balance. All right, you don't need to bounce at the bottom. Kind of nice, slow. All right, and the other thing is, guys, if your knees or your hips or even your lower back are starting to hurt when you go all the way down, all right, just halfway. Listen to your body, guys. There is nothing wrong with doing body weight squats like this, all right? So, to keep my back straight, I'll look forward. All right, I feel like my butt is sticking out. That's the feeling. You feel like your back is arched. But when you feel that way, it's actually just straight. All right, so up and down 10 times. And this is the little trick I want to throw. At the end of the 10th rep, boom, I want you to come over and do 10 seconds of wall sit. So, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, man, that is burning my legs. Now, if you can't go that deep on your wall sit because you're tired from doing those squats, don't go all the way down. Just do a little 50% wall sit. All right, so the taller you stand, the easier it is. So, all right, way down here, that's a killer wall sit. Up here is much easier. So just find the level that's appropriate for your fitness level. I want you to do 2 sets of that. Now, because it's a bigger body part than we've been doing for the rest of this workout, you may need the full 60 seconds of rest, okay, before you hit that second set. But just do 2 sets, and guess what? We're done. Full body workout, 6 different exercises, standing right here in one location. All I used were some bands and my body weight. How easy is that? All right, guys, the point I want to make is this is a long, long journey, okay? Today might have been the very first step for you, especially if you're a beginner. So the hardest part, trust me, guys, is starting. All right? The thing you have to have is the mentality that you're just going to always stick with it and never give up on yourself.